there, partner.
Dude, first Adidas sweatsuit again up top, Jim.
Kev,
Man,
you know how it goes. I had to do it to him. FIFA World Cup has the soccer cut neck.
Wow.
yeah.
Argentina is Adidas, so
Oh, are they? I feel like every soccer, if they're not, they should be Adidas.
yeah.
Did you guys ever watch any of the World Cup? I watched
I watched the second half.
of the final.
Yeah, that was pretty sick. Cause I woke up at 8 and Taylor texted me. He's like, "Di Maria's sick," and I was like, "Oh, I better turn it on." So I popped it on, and it was great. Mbappe's back-to-back goals. I was like, "Oh fuck!"
Wow, he ended up with the Hattie, right?
Yeah,
God, that's
2 on penalties, but still, Paddy.
don't matter.
Yeah.
Well, I guess it's just jump right into it, huh? I didn't watch any fucking World Cup. I went out.
Same here.
Kev, what'd you do this weekend? Actually, let's get into that.
What I do?
I heard you, Jameis, ate a dub.
Mm. Yeah, dude. So we just jumped right into the playoffs. So because we were supposed to play, I guess, a clinching game. It was the 3 of the 4 seed. So we were probably going to be in anyway. So they just gave us the 3. So we played the team that was obviously the 2, and we beat them in the season.
Mm-hmm.
And so we were the visiting team. We jumped them early and scored 3 in the top of the first. And it gave us just a great start. Sean on the mound was pitching the first game. Dude,
Ledge.
7 innings, 1 hit.
No way.
Motherfucker dealt. I
Dude,
mean,
that's sick.
behind him, I was thinking like he got some soft contact. I'm thinking like, God, they really only had like 2 guys to second because I'm trying to like think because I'm playing short.
Right.
I'm like, I haven't talked to a lot of guys today. Like, not a lot of people have gotten here. This is a good thing. But yeah, so we won that game. It was like 9-3 or something.
Ooh.
So we scored, I think, like 5 in the 8th and 3 in the first, and then we had like 1 just like sprinkled in somewhere. But yeah, that big one in the 8th inning, that's when we knew we're like, all right, sweet, we're going to the championship. And so we're driving, so we have to immediately drive to Gunderson High School
Oh, geez, from where?
Wow.
from Hillsdale High
Oh,
out in like San Mateo.
yeah.
Yeah, man.
Why
So that
are you
game-
guys
that-
playing out there? Just whatever field was available?
You know what? I think a lot of players maybe on the Topes who we were
Mhm.
playing might have had a shorter drive, and they're the 2. So I'm
Oh.
thinking of site closer to them, which is like, all right, makes sense.
A home game, yeah.
And then the 1 seed is a San Jose team. So
Is Justin
already-
Bruce in this league?
no.
Okay.
But if he watches this and you ever play, JB, play with us, bro. It would be sick. We need another piece, man. We really do. But yeah, so we drive over to Gunderson, and the 4 seed is a team that's like not that great, and the 1 is a legit like they're the best team. So we're driving over, and I'm cutting through the parking lot, and I'm trying to see whose uniform I can maybe see in the parking lot. Of like maybe who's leaving or who's just like kicking it by their cars knowing they got another game and they're just chilling. Didn't see a soul. And I'm like, oh my God, that would happen in a men's league. Like, what the hell? So anyway, we get to the field. We're walking up to the dugout, and it's the underdog who
Oh,
beat the 1
wow.
seed. Yeah. And I'm like, get out of
A
town.
nice
Like,
3-4 matchup?
exactly. And then we were supposed to play each other the whole time for this like number 3 seed, and we got rained out 3 weeks in a row. Yeah, so we just had to jump right into the playoffs. But yeah, so we end up figuring out some guy on the Eagles throws a no-hitter.
The game
Throws
before?
throws a no-no against the 1 seed.
Fuck.
Like, and it wasn't the guy, because we lost to them in the season, and the guy only pitched 1 game, and it was against us. Complete game, 1 run. We lost 2-1. So that wasn't the guy who pitched it. Some other guy. And I'm like, where was this guy all year?
Right.
But anyway,
Did he probably brought him in for playoffs? I'm sure.
I guess
there was
so.
some
Rumor was
shenanigans.
he's ambidextrous. He can throw left and right.
Oh God.
Wow.
Didn't see it live. When he played defense in the championship, he only was a right-handed thrower. But I think on warming up, it was the same number. He was throwing left-handed. So I think I did see him actually
That
throw
in
a baseball
itself is
both ways.
fucking intimidating. I don't give a
Yeah.
shit.
But yeah, we played the Eagles in the championship. But yeah, they jumped to a 2-0 lead. And we were the home team. So they were up 2-0, top of 2, and then I think we responded in the bottom of the second with a 7 spot. And that like pretty much put them away.
7 spot.
Yeah. So it was 2-2 in the second. And so I was coming around for my second at bat already in the 2-hole. And then my hit made it 4-2. I hit a hit a triple. There's a triple into the left center gap that made it 4-2. And I was like, wow, that was huge. First pitch breaker. And just roped it into the gap. I was like, holy shit. Like, I kind of just golfed it. And I'm like,
That's
I
sick.
immediately just yelled to the base runners because I kind of looked at it. I'm like, run. Like, bro, that shit is down. Like,
you tell the
yeah.
coach, wave me
yeah,
in. I got the
doubt.
wheels.
I'm like, I need as many ribbies right now. Come on. Like, keep moving the guys. But yeah, that pushed in 2. And then, yeah, I got driven in. But yeah, from there, we ended up winning like 13-4. But they like ran out of pitching because like the starter probably threw 150 pitches, something like that. Because that was the only guy they had, I guess.
Just blow out his arm last.
Yeah, they didn't really have a ton of guys anyway from the jump. So we knew as long as we didn't just like have a poor pitching game, we were going to probably win. And so yeah, we won the ship off that game.
That's sick. I know. I saw Sean posting pictures with Eric. Does Eric play?
Dude, Barnes, yes. Oh my God, dude. So I got to tell you the story. Did you see him in a sling?
I saw him not suited up. I didn't see him slung up, but I saw him not suited.
Yeah. If you see a picture, go back and look. Like, look at his arm because it's probably just like kept in like a 90 degree.
Right.
But I, from short, took Barnes off the bag and he dove to try and catch the ball.
Oh, shit.
And then he hurt his shoulder. And then I find out, oh my God, it's the shoulder that he like was hurt and like we stopped play after the play was over. And I was like, oh my God, it was my terrible ass throw. I don't know if there's pre-existing, but
I'm sure.
I mean, it was like really like a lot of things. So it wasn't just like one issue. And I'm like, that all can't happen from that.
Yuri Prohaska did right off.
Yes, dude. Like, seriously, man. It was like 3 or 4 things that he threw out there. Holy smokes. I was like, you're making me feel like this big right now. I'm like, that throw was like a throw that didn't have to be just teased into the dirt. Like, what on earth?
Yeah, I love Eric, but he knows he's a little bit older these days. That's just the game. Yeah, shout out to him though. I use his bomb bat, dude.
He's
sick.
God, man. Love the guy. You know you have a hit off that barrel, man. It's just a different crack, man. It's awesome.
The bomb bat. Holy shit, I haven't heard that in forever. Boog, you know who he's friends with? BK Robertson.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, he's like good boys with him. They all go to the same like group and stuff. They used to be at Cambrian all the time.
Wow, Premier Bowl.
Alley, yes.
Wow,
big boulder, yeah. Kev, you could hit the lanes with him anytime. I'm sure he'd be down.
He seems like a guy that would always
throw a couple back and bowl. Yes. Boog, what'd you do this weekend? Same old.
Yeah, had a lot of homework. Caught some UFC. Caught a Broncos win. Speaking of wins. But actually, I shaved Saturday, and they broke the streak. So maybe it was my facial hair all along. But
Eesh, I would have. Hey, don't put that on yourself. There's a lot more to it than that.
It was on me. It was on me.
I was saying before though, you and McGregor always have the same sort of. I don't know if it's just one and the other, but you guys kind of got the same look, always going.
I know. I literally thought the same thing when I saw his Twitter videos today. He was on one. It was hilarious. But
dude,
I think I'm gonna let it go. Like you, I like you're letting it go a little bit.
Yeah, like first time in a long time. I have not. I think COVID was the last time I grew up my beard.
Oh wow.
but yeah, I got a taste of the mountains out in Arizona, and I was like, oof, gotta grow it out.
I like that.
Gotta grow it out.
I like that.
I'm digging the Santa hat though. It's a nice little holiday touch.
I had to get it for a Santa crawl a couple weekends ago, so I thought I'll throw it on for the. Yeah, it was I wasn't out for long. It was just packed, and it was just like, this is dumb. So I walked. It was hella snowy too, so it was kind of fun though.
It is, but that's one of those crazy weekends in Reno. That and like the zombie crawl, that Halloween weekend.
Exactly, yeah. And it was graduation for the December class that weekend, so it was like,
oh wow,
double whammy.
I saw the boy Dennis walk the stage.
Yeah,
Big Mikey D.
Shout out, I was there.
That's sick.
I snuck in after all the speeches when they were already announcing names, and then once he got announced, I dipped out. Very TS of me.
Hey, as long as you saw him, he's gonna know none the other.
Exactly.
Unless he listens to this, I guess. But Boog, finals, classes, everything going good?
Yeah, I Leon Edwards this year, so I'm feeling good. Had 2 big finals today, and they went well, and so I turned in another paper today, and so I got a final tomorrow, which isn't that hard. So I'm not sure if I'm coming back after the final or wait till Thursday. I haven't decided. So
yeah, I feel that. When you say Leon Edwards, does that mean you got down, Rocky?
Yeah, I had to pull out of the fire.
Hey, as long as you get there, he's champ now. He's sitting at the top. Love that. Yeah, what subjects we working with today?
Today, history and core humanities. History, I wrote about slavery. Shout out. 13th Amendment, baby.
We love that. Oh, wow. 13th Amendment.
Take that shit away. Take that shit away, man.
You're a horrible person. Kev, what was your subject in school? You strike me as a history guy.
I mean, I majored in communications through college.
Mm-hmm.
I started as kinesiology, but switched my sophomore year, so my second year at West Valley. But growing up, like through school and stuff, certain areas of history I was definitely into, or like was kind of ticked if I didn't get like a 91, right, on something, because I was like, man, like I want to be good at this shit. Like I like learning about like this medieval stuff, or like I don't know, like sometimes like something like the world history classes that like were offered.
Mm-hmm.
It's like that was always fun, but I would say that in math until like big time math came into play for me, like geometry, trig. Like basically once I couldn't do mental math, or like I'd always get like -1 even though I'd have the right answer. It's like, show your work, and I'm like,
got the right answer. Yes.
17. I'm a calculator. Just put it down. It's right. We keep it moving. But yeah, once it got past that kind of math, it was always like, see me after class, and I'm like, come on, like just
what are we?
It's a 62. Hey, just let the kid slide, man. He's on his own mountain. Dude. Yeah, he's on his own mountain.
Should have came to the Glen.
But
wow, should have came to the Glen is right. What is your home school? If you didn't go to Harker, what would it have been? Would it have been Pioneer? Because you're on that opposite side of.
I mean, technically, but I would have made a hard push to come to the Glen, dude. I mean, the stories that you guys would tell me when I was like also 17 years old, and it's just like how unlit it was for me at our school, for me with athletics. I was just like,
yeah,
man, like I would have played football, no doubt. Like it would have been like, I don't know what I would have done for the team. Probably would have just been like a receiver.
QB, baby, throw him in.
Oh, I wish, but I would have been fine with just
Revisa, honestly.
No way. I would have definitely. I would have played slot. Dude, Mitch was the guy, man. Let Mitch be Mitch. And then I would have just. God, I would have. What was Mitch? 2012.
20. Yeah.
So I would have had 1 year. 2013.
Run the Wildcat. Get Kev back there running the Wildcat. Little Taysom Hill.
Kev Whitaker.
Hill.
Yeah, seriously. But yeah, dude, I don't know. That's what it definitely. God, hearing those stories, like I said, would have been. I would have probably gone
Would have
try
been
and got
so
to
sick.
Dub G, but I think it is Pioneer or Branham.
Ooh, it
Branham's
probably is
super close too.
Branham. Yeah, Branham is a little bit closer. I
Yeah,
feel
like I wouldn't have minded going to Branham because
Branham had a
baseball,
good
basketball,
baseball.
they were all right.
Yeah,
Like they were going to CCS and stuff. Like they were
They
competitive.
weren't Dub G though.
No, but they got hella rowdy. Like that was a good, if you went to Dub G at Branham, that
oh
was
yeah.
probably going to be a pretty crowded game.
Not basketball, baseball. Basketball, they were.
Yeah. Shout out Rob Anderson though.
Yeah, Rob
Uh,
Anderson. Wow, and shout out
Big
Alex
Rob, man.
Arati, my boy.
Yeah,
Just saw him the other day. Sick.
Armand
as-
Sabori, shout out.
See, look at that. 3 Branham dudes.
Branham
See?
guys. Wow.
There you go.
Legends. But yeah, fuck. That would have been something. Get Siege using the 2.5, 2.9 Addy.
Wow.
Like,
Yeah,
we're
I
all
know.
back. We're all back.
It's something. I mean, it's Siege. Siege, go in there, shake a couple hands. Let me go in there if you need me to. Like, hey, I can also provide you a 3.5. Like I'll push some numbers here too. Like, let's just make it a win-win. I don't mind hitting 6, coming 6-man off the bench probably for Dub G hoops. Let me just pop 3s and hit triples. Let's go.
That's a
Drive-
back to the the NJB days. That's what won us the ships, Kev. It was the 3s.
Yeah.
People
Hey.
forget.
Yeah, I just want to be on the 27-0 squad, huh? Shit.
They did it. I still have
I
that
know.
jacket. I wasn't even on the team, but I still have a jacket. So it was an undefeated season. Shout out Pops. Ledge. God, that's good. Boog, what was your subject growing up? Did you have one were you just the recess kid?
Yeah, I was.
I mean, we all were, but
Hell yeah.
I was the hey, did you do the homework type guy right before class, just scribbling down. But yeah, no, I was big PE fan. I wasn't bad at math, but I just didn't really apply myself that much.
God, been there.
Big drama guy, big drama speech and debate.
Really?
Drama. Did you ever any plays for Boog Meek?
Big talent show guy, but no plays.
Were you actually? I never knew
Oh,
you
yeah.
did the talent show.
Third through 5th grade, I did it, and then I did a lip sync contest
With who?
to Johnny Shalhoub to do the John Wall.
Oh my
Holy shit.
That is there a video? That is
No, I don't think so. 6th grade, we won.
We've won. Was that like Spirit Week or something like that? Or why were
Shit,
you
I
doing
forget.
that? That is so good.
All I know is Nat Medine was in the crowd and the place was going nuts.
Now she's engaged. The one that got away.
Her and Brianna Boyd, man. No respect. Fuck. Shock to the heart, dog.
You're such a fool. Oh God, what was I gonna ask you? I was gonna ask you something else. I forget. We were supposed to go bowling tonight. Fell through. Unfortunately, we'll have to do that when Boog's back. We'll have to get the crew going.
That was kind of what Travis, shout out Vis. He was the one who kind of pushed it back.
Oh wow, really? I didn't know Vis was even in town.
Low numbers anyway, so honestly, all really worked out, I think.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I mean, the goal is obviously to try and get as many people together
right?
as we can.
Yeah, no, I feel that. Kev, what's your average when bowling? Do you know what your roundabout is? And don't be modest. Give us the real shit. 'Cause I know
Over 5 games?
Yeah, like a 5 game exactly.
I mean,
minus your warm up game. Even though last time that was
your I would
fucking
say
best
like
game.
I would want to try and get 800 pins over 5. So that's pushing a little over. That's about $1.60 if I go 800 over 5.
Damn.
That's probably where I'd want to
more
be.
than that.
What?
So I would have given him more than that. Like,
That's what I was gonna. Yeah, I was gonna say.
I mean, I might get a little more. Like, that's probably thinking that there could be a game where I might be like 133 and
Right.
maybe a hot game of like 213.
That's true.
And then a couple that kind of come in the middle, and then probably one other game where if you go like 150 to 170, that might swing your total, something like that. But if it's at Homestead, like a place where I got a good ball and I can like grip it and rip it, yeah, I'll be looking to get 8 bills over 5.
You need to swipe that ball. I'm gonna bring a ball bag next time, and we're just gonna place that bad boy in and freaking get someone to dust off the old Homestead Lanes logo. That thing is money.
Dude, there was that small town Illinois bowling alley where I got the 299. Dude, all of the balls, dude, were basically just old balls, just like that. There was like no like green, orange, like the generic, I was looking at the rack for the first time. I'm like,
damn,
dude, it's $1 a game to bowl here. And I'm looking at just prime balls. I'm like, and I ended up, dude, I just chucked there like 3 times a week, dude, probably in season, off season, just, it was so fun. More and more guys wanted to go. Once they found out, it was like $2 a pitcher, $1 a game
cheap.
from like 9 to 1 a.m. It was insane on like a Tuesday. Yeah. So guys would come. Yeah. We really made it a pretty good time over there. It was fun.
Yeah, I feel like that's what like it's huge over there because that's when it snows and shit. That's just like a huge indoor activity. That I mean,
hell yeah,
alleys are so big, or most of them. They have so many lanes, you get a ton of people.
Exactly. Yep.
There's nothing better than freaking bowling with a huge group, getting some 3-man games going, or even 4-man each get a lane, and
yeah.
Goddamn, Boog, what are you averaging? I know I'm sitting around 90.
Really?
Dude,
you're higher than that.
I'm so bad. I'll catch a hot, like Kev said, I'll catch like a hot game every 5.
Yeah.
But
I'd say 500 over 5. Give yourself 100.
Yeah, that's fair. Appreciate that, Kev.
There you go.
I'd say around like 120, probably.
Mm-hmm.
Like 600 over 5.
Like you guys said, like catch a hot game, maybe push 150 a couple times. But I mean, I've been getting better. I've been switching the handshake and then the just go. The last time I bowled, I was doing the handshake with just like the light spin, and I was successful. But the time we went at Homestead, that way it wasn't working. So, but I mean, as long as I got 10 Neymar Jr. on my back, that's anything's possible. So
that's
thumb in or thumb out?
Thumb in.
Thumb in, really?
Spidey. I know Ryan Cali doesn't like to listen to this because sent him packing.
Damn. Have you ever tried no thumb? Just 2?
No, I feel comfortable with the way I hold it.
Okay.
But wait, like thumb on the side?
Yeah, you don't put your thumb in. You just go top 2.
I never tried that.
You want to create, if you're trying to create more spin, take out your thumb.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you can't twist as hard with your thumb in there. You got to just let your 2
Well, I don't
want
to twist. I just want to shake.
Ooh, if we hit it, man, I would throw a couple in the warm-up game with just no thumb. Just give that a feel, because you can get controlled spin without the thumb.
Yeah.
I go thumb, and my shit's all out of whack. So maybe that's the key. Less point of contacts, the better. Just let
do you try and spin too, Jim? Or are you trying to throw them straight?
I change it up. Most of the time, I do it like the fucking Wii bowling. I throw it like halfway down the lane and just get a big clanker in there.
Near the hop and slide, huh?
Yes, sir.
There you go.
Everyone in the alley's looking at me knock down 4 pins at a time like a jackass. But sometimes some alleys have that pin action where that's just best. Or if like there's really beat up oil patterns like 300 where there's tons of people all the time, that seems to work better. That way it doesn't even mess the fucking oil at all, because I feel like sometimes you're doing the shake and it's like not even you, it's like you have to like spend a game or 2 trying to find the right line, you know what I mean? It's just like not worth it for me sometimes. But, yeah, I don't know. Bowling, good stuff. Let's jump into a little MMA. Paddy and Ariel. We haven't talked. Has it been like 3 weeks, something like that? 2.5. I gotta spit out my gum.
Respect. Big Red.
I wish. It's the work gum, Google gum, man. I don't know what kind it is, but it fucking.
What?
It's not really Google. They just fucking order it in bulk, but it like melts in your mouth after like an hour, and it's the grossest. Like,
jeez,
no
come
good.
on, Goog, give us
That's
something good, man.
You would
Some
think.
Trident layers.
Oh God,
I'll
come
even
on.
take some Orbit Sugar free. You know what I mean?
Wow.
Got to keep the teeth healthy. I'm already missing one. Look at that.
Oh, yeah.
God, that's what
Wintergreen, baby.
dip will do to you. Yeah, nailed it. Paddy Ariel. So, little synopsis. I wrote it down because there's a lot of shit that happened. So first, Ariel. I guess to take it back to Ariel and Dana, 199. UFC 199. Ariel leaked information about Brock Lesnar's fight before the UFC did. Brock Lesnar gets pissed. UFC gets pissed. Dana takes his credentials away. And they'd kind of been going back and forth a little bit before that, but that was like the final blow. So Ariel no longer has press passes at UFC, all that stuff. And so they've kind of had bad blood ever since. And then out of nowhere, Paddy goes and has Dana on his podcast, calls Ariel a rat, amongst other things, and gets mad at him for making money off fighters, calls him a content creator, gets all butthurt, and then proceeds to tell what Ariel calls lies. I wrote down like 9 of them, about Ariel, goes off, saying a bunch of shit, says how he makes money off fighters. Ariel has been sacked from every good job he's ever had. And Ariel's like, okay, fine. Fox was the one. He left ESPN on his own volition. Paddy called him a content creator. Just a bunch of dog shit. Ariel gets pissed off, and then the final blow was Paddy, after winning a controversial fight, instead of worrying about the fight, he goes up to Rogan and asks him, because the main thing was Paddy supposedly asked to get paid by Ariel. But he asked Rogan, how much you going to pay me for this interview? And Rogan, like, has no idea what's going on. It was fucking comedy. Just doesn't even respond to it. But then that's pretty much where he left it. He addressed some other shit that happened like one more time. Ariel had another back and forth. But I was wondering, where do you guys stand on the situation? Do you think Paddy's in the right for calling out Ariel making money off fighters? I feel like that's kind of what journalists do, or content creators, whatever the fuck it is. Or do you think that Paddy's in the right, that they should be paid for interviews? And do you think he looks hypocritical because he's talking to Dana White about paying fighters, and Dana doesn't do that at all? Kev, what do you think? You on the side of Paddy or Ariel here, or neither?
I mean, I guess if I had to pick one, I'd definitely say Helwani for sure. Because I mean, he goes back and really scopes out a lot of the basically just mishaps that Paddy says about Ariel. He goes back and proves everything that what Paddy's saying, like you said, is incorrect.
Right.
I mean, it's fine that you want to get paid for your interview. Like, I think a lot of that is probably just like behind closed door stuff. So the fact that like this really got out, and like, you know, the agent of Paddy was also really promoting it and, you know, driving it out there and stuff. So it's just like, you know, you don't want maybe that part of your business coming out.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, to do that on the mic after the win, like knockout, controversial, like terrible look. Like when I first saw it, I was just like, dude, like what in the, like, come on, bro. But yeah, I don't know. Interesting to see what he has for his next fight. Whatever people want to say, a win's a win. Doesn't matter. Co-main event. He got to win. He can't slide lower, I would imagine. Like,
yeah,
you know, unless in terms of eyeballs, if like they give him a main event at the Apex, probably not going to do that with Paddy. That's probably a really bad idea. He needs people. So if he's a co-main event again, or maybe even like third fight out of 5, but yeah, he's done a lot of dumb shit, to be honest.
Yeah.
Beefing with the wrong dude. Like, who really has a lot of beef with like Helwani? And especially with MMA Hour, like big exposure, thriving show. A lot of people watch. Like, you might have just really X'd yourself out from getting at least opportunities within that.
Yeah, no, I can't agree more. That's kind of another thing that they brought up was he said Ariel says that he wants people to do it for exposure, which he completely denies. But even if that was the case, I mean, he kind of built Paddy up, you know what I mean? He found him he had him on from Cage Warriors all the way till now. But yeah, just a bad look. Boog, I know you're kind of more on the side of Helwani here, on the side of the nose. Do you think Paddy's stock what do you think is more important, the stock with the UFC or the stock with the fans? Because I feel like his stock with the UFC definitely rose. Fans, not so much. Are they one and the same?
Well, I think the stock with the UFC is more important, and he's always going to have the backing of Liverpool and all that, the London fight crowd. But like the MMA kind of hardcore fans who, watch the MMA Hour, like you guys said, if you look at Paddy's Instagram, the comments are filled with
it's so
Hawaii 10-7, 10-7, 10-7. It's crazy. Like, people support Ariel, and he debunked everything. Like that video he has of Paddy saying like, "Hey Ariel, like I want to come like see you, bro," and then like I think it's all Paddy's manager. I think he wants money. He probably got paid for Barstool, so thought that everyone should pay him. But like Ariel said, Connor, he's not paying Connor, he's not paying Nate, he's not paying Adesanya. Like, what? And he doesn't. His YouTube channel is on as like MMA fighting. Like, he doesn't run that. It's not like he's doing the MMA Hour on Ariel Helwani's YouTube page and getting all those funds. He does it for like a channel, MMA fighting. So, I was just really like, it looked like he was trying to kiss up to Dana White, and it was just a really bad look. But next fight, Bobby Green, who says no.
Wow. They wouldn't do that. There's no fucking way. They unless they just try to sell out on Bobby Green.
Short notice.
Way.
But I still feel like Paddy would be a guy to turn down a short notice fight nowadays. You know what I mean? He would say, he would make up some shit to where it would roll off his back and not look bad. But I feel like he's smart enough to not. What's up?
Do you think they'd give him Drew Dober or no? They don't want to mess with that.
Holy fuck no. Dude.
But where are you going to go?
That's what I mean. There's you can't. Oh, you could do that. But
no, that's a big step. That's a bigger step than Dober.
Yeah, but Dober, I feel like
Dober's fought some good guys, man.
He has.
Dober's really, he's been around, man. He's seen some
he's
dudes.
Going to be hard to put away.
Same with Moicano, though.
Huh?
Same with Moicano. They're like,
then maybe Dober versus Moicano.
I wouldn't.
Who do you give Hooker and Perth?
You know what, Boog? Why are you asking these questions?
No. Think about it.
I don't know.
Stay with it.
Because it was supposed to be Bobby if he got the dub.
Yeah. Ooh, Fiziev.
He wants Gaethje.
This is tough. You can't. Fiziev and Gaethje can't fight. They both love warlords too much.
I'm trying to think.
There's
no Charles. No Chandler.
No. This just comes down
to... Or are we talking about Paddy?
Frivola Paddy would be all right.
Yeah. But
no interest for Paddy versus Gordon too. Please don't do that again.
No, that was not a good enough fight to.
No.
I don't know who you make. That's the thing with Paddy. He's not good enough to really have a top matchup. He's dug himself a hole to where he's going to have like a Sugar Sean like fight where he fights up and really does something to where it's like he doesn't lose stock either way. You know what I mean? Fight a big enough name guy to where it's like, hey, I took the fight. That's saying something in itself. But yeah, I don't know.
He's not that old.
I like the Dober idea though.
He's old. He's not that young.
Who?
Paddy.
Oh yeah, no. But the UFC's bringing him up like he's young. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Like they're taking him slow, like they would a boxer, a young. I don't know.
No, yeah, I agree.
Dober, he's in. He made my award show list for our next podcast.
Round of the year.
So sick. Don't want to spoil it. We won't go into it. But yeah, no.
We should all watch our rounds of the year before going on.
That's why
That's
why I was watching Fight Pass today. That's what another thing would be sick in person. So maybe we can have the TV set up and have it hooked in so we can watch it and freaking commentate it live. You know what I mean?
Wow, dude.
Kev, what's your round of the year off the top? Just
like I said, it's got to be the Schnell and Ajmadarji.
Yeah.
I don't pronounce that last name, but Sumadarji, I think.
Sumadarji,
yeah, man. I would say. I think Schnell finished him in the second.
Yeah, I think
right?
You're correct. Yeah.
So it could have been the first round. That was insane. Or it could have been the second because Sumadarji had him and then Schnell got out and then Schnell ended up winning. So whatever round that was, 1 or 2 where Schnell ended up finishing, that's my round of the year. That's my just first thought because I saw that live. Because I was like, holy shit, like this was insane. Like this is, Matt Schnell was just going nuts.
And that's one of the ones that held up too. Like a lot of people said that round because I feel like there's always recency bias in like the award shit and stuff. It's like you forget stuff that happened even like 3 months ago. So I had to do a little research first, watching clips all day, working hard. But yeah, okay,
working smart.
It's
100%. We gave ours, Boog. Give a little context on yours. Just give a real quick.
I mean, it's simple. I mean, you want a round to go watch? Justin Gaethje, Charles Oliveira. I mean, that's bada bing, bada boom, right off the bat.
Round of the year. Some people say that's fight of the year. I know it didn't go really.
Well, yeah, I just
enough,
went one round, but
exactly.
That's kind of because I mean, I mean, Yuri Prohaska, Glover Teixeira was a fight of the year.
Book
type thing.
Save it.
I know, but like that just that's a 5 round just freaking barn burner. Me and Kev Cal just in a freaking 99-degree apartment with a fucking smelly pug. Just I think you had COVID back then, Jim.
Oh, I think you're right.
Yeah, because
I remember.
It's supposed to be us 3, but
damn, that's weak.
I gotta double. Is there any run on Cyril Gahn and Tai Tuivasa having a round of the year?
Oh yeah.
I was gonna say, wasn't one of theirs? I was thinking that one too. Because I remember watching that where like Cyril almost got popped and then like bounced back. Like they were having a real slugfest. But I would look at one of those too for a round of the year, especially with heavyweights.
Yeah. That's I got heavyweights in my bold predictions too. Ooh, my 2023 predictions. Big time heavyweights. But love it. Okay, so let's go light heavyweights. That's been a fucking disaster. We kind of talked about him a little bit. Yuri Prohaska. Every time I like watch a video, they pronounce his name different. Now it's like Jiri something. I don't even know how to say the last name, but obviously fucks up the shoulder like we said. Did you see the latest MMA Hour where he said Dillashaw kind of had an impact on whether or not he came back or not? Because he saw what he did with the shoulder and he's like, fuck, not something I want to do. Don't want to lose my op. But do you think he gets a title shot or even wants a title shot, his first shot back, Kev? Or do you think they give him someone a little, not a tune-up, obviously. He's got to fight somewhat of a contender. Or do you think he goes right to the belt?
I think he's going to go straight to the belt just because he had it already. And I think he would want to go to the belt. I mean, he's like right around our age. I think he's late 20s.
Mm-hmm.
So he's obviously shown just with his personality and who he is that the fire is obviously there. So he's going to probably want to jump right back into a championship. So yeah, I mean, late summer, maybe into the fall. I don't know. Like, I don't know how long it'll take. If he has to take the full 23 off, then have a good amount of time to really see maybe what else could be shaken in the division. But I would say for sure he's coming back for a championship.
Love that. Boog, what do you think? Right back or
did you think his energy? I felt like he was getting emotional the whole time. I don't know if it was like his English or
I can never tell. It's like it is weird though. Like I know exactly what you mean.
I was like, what the hell? But yeah, I think I agree with Kev. I think straight back to a title shot. But yeah, definitely. I mean, he definitely seemed like the UFC kind of pushed for him more to give it up more than like the samurai code type thing, because he was like saying how he was sad that he had to give it up, but I think he knew that had to go on. But yeah.
Yeah, that's tough. So him doing that, well, first off, I want to say, Boog, I vouch for you. I told people that you would fight with the bum shoulder. So I was like, I know Boog's got it in him.
Honestly, that's more technique. I kind of bowed out and got the surgery right away. But,
no.
It was his senior year, and I had a gray shirt year, so
that's
different
fair
circumstances. But yeah,
Meek does have the fighting spirit, as whatchamacallit, John Anik would say. So he relinquishes belt. I think as well. He should get the title shot if he wants it. Who knows if, like I said, him and his weird codes he may say I need to earn it back. But if he wants, I say get it to him. But anyways, the UFC moves on with the Jan Blachowicz versus Magomed Ankalaev. And that was for the belt. That wasn't interim, right? That was going to be for the belt.
And did you hear Yuri Magomed was there when Yuri got hurt? I mean, that could be kind of an inside job.
Shut up! I did not know.
Yeah,
that.
that's what he said.
Oh,
yeah,
I just saw the
Magomed
clip, so I didn't watch the whole thing.
Yeah.
Do you think he did it? Did he say if he did it?
I don't know. He said no. He didn't say who, and he said it was his fault. Yuri said it was his fault, not anyone, like not his training partner's fault. But yeah, you never know. But he said that, I was like.
Oh.
But go on. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, you're good. That's crazy. I mean, something's a little fishy there. I don't know what it is, but I wonder if. Nah, I won't speculate. So they set up that title fight for the last pay-per-view. Ends up in a draw. Now, Sal D'Amato might be the shittiest judge. Him and Doug Crosby, it's crazy. I forget what the saying is, but it's something along the lines like, if you're a judge or ref or umpire, people should not know your name. If people know your name, that's how you know there's an issue. And we've been seeing nothing but these two dipshits fucking ruining cards. I mean, I shouldn't say ruining cards. Doug Crosby ruining cards. Sal D'Amato has just the occasional what the hell. But crazy stuff with the reffing. I think it was the Nevada State Athletic Commission just passed a new law. You can't work two states, I guess, in the same weekend. So Doug Crosby, before he fucked up his last card, had a shitty card for the Bellator. He had it 50-45 for the loser of the fight. Comes to the UFC, has another terrible weekend. So they changed that, thankfully. But he's a shitty ref. Sal D'Amato as well. He has the last round of 10-8, which puts this into a draw. And so now, again, no champ. Still no champ. Boog, what do you think of the UFC calling Bobby or Jamal Hill before they left the fucking octagon?
I love it, but I just think it's wild. I just when Kev sent that in the text, I was like, what? Like, I was like, no way. But So I mean, shit. I mean, sign me up. That was a kind of a boring fight. Not like as boring as Dana said, but pretty boring fight between Magomed and Jan. But
yeah, I was just gonna say, I feel like styles make fights. I mean, obviously that's the saying, but like those guys, it's just both of them have the switch. It's like you can't really fuck around either way. I just feel bad for both of them. I feel worse for Jan the way fucking Uncle Ive acted like a fucking dickhead after the fight.
Yeah. Russian Abe Lincoln.
Him and Zabit both have that very Abe Lincoln. Do you watch Rick and Morty?
My God.
Nuh-uh.
He looks Aberdolf Linkler. They have this character. It's Abe Lincoln and Adolf Hitler, but he's jacked. Now it's exactly fucking Uncle Ive.
That is hilarious.
But Kev, what do you think? Where do you think the UFC? What do you think happens with the light heavyweights from here? I mean, Anthony Smith gets fucked out of a fight. They make this fight before the guys leave the cage. How do you see the light heavyweight division going in the near future?
What looks like Smith is the alternate for the fight in Brazil. So someone goes down. Smith isn't completely left out of the pie in some regard. Anthony Smith, I still think, is going to get a good fight or a good something out of this, because the UFC is pretty good to guys, and especially a guy like Anthony Smith, who's probably got a pretty good relationship with the UFC brass, I would imagine. So then he knows he's going to get a solid on top of this solid right now, that the fact that they're going to fly him out to Brazil and he could fight for the belt. You never know. But yeah, in terms of what happens from there, it's still like you got Rakic still hung up. You have Yuri on the bench. Like, I eventually think that's the fight that needs to go down. Like, Rakic Prohaska is like, that matchup, in my opinion, is like just fireworks in terms of just two real dynamic athletes.
True.
That are going to go in there and fight. But yeah, I mean, you got to wait and see what happens after Brazil. I mean, Jamal Hill wins the championship. He might just call on Anthony Smith.
Sweet dreams.
And just say, hey, man, this is what's supposed to happen. Lucky you, dog. We're tight. Let's go. You and me for the belt. We'll do it in, I don't know, he'll fight in January. Shit, man. Late April? May?
Right.
I don't,
especially, I mean, depending on what happens too, but
yeah.
Dang, I mean, that is best case for Anthony Smith, is him winning. That was cool as fuck of him too, to call Smith and be like, yo, this fight's off, I gotta take it. But I feel like Smith's obviously got to be like, gotta understand, you get the title shot, there's no way you turn that down for a regular fight. Yeah, the light heavyweight's been in shambles since Bone's been gone. I mean, that's no coincidence right there. Everything falls apart when John Jones leaves. But yeah, that's MMA's been in quite a chaotic state, I feel like, towards the last month, and now not having it for almost a full month is going to be I feel like a good thing for the sport. I always feel like there's nothing to do on Saturdays when it's not on, but the first one back is always fucking electric.
Shout out Bellator Rising, though. The Clash.
Crazy.
December 31st. So we're not going to be completely dry. Like, Bellator,
right.
They got some legit guys going over there.
Oh, yeah. That
Bellator, at least. It's going to be sick.
Yeah, no, that matchup is legit, and that's kind of what Coker and what's his name? Is it Chaudhry over there? Is it? No, it's not one. It's Ryzen. I forget who it is. But they both said
Japanese.
Yeah, I forget who it is.
That guy you just mentioned, Jimmy, like you said, he's won championship, huh?
Yeah, one.
So rat.
Oh my god. You're the worst. But both promotions decided they want to send their best guys over, or like their top guys from the divisions.
Yeah.
It's not like
So sick.
shitty guys that they just are letting go. So this actually means something for, I feel like, both companies. I mean, both of them probably second, third tier to the UFC, obviously, but that's crazy. Would you put that on the line, Kev? You're in charge of one of those promotions. Are you running this deal? I mean, I know you got to have faith in your fighters, but I feel like it's a heavy risk.
I think with both of these promotions, I think it makes sense like both ways, to be honest with you. Like, I don't think there's a huge, like, obviously the UFC is probably never going to do this as much as just for the risk or the what if that could go wrong. There's no need to ever put that at risk, ever. There's no need to do it. But Bellator, Ryzen, I mean, who's to say the top dudes at Ryzen couldn't at least give the top dudes from Bellator a good fight? You know, in terms of, you know, just because they get more promotion doesn't mean they're necessarily better.
Right.
But I think at least as fight fans, like, I would tune in because you're going to get 5 pretty good fights, at least with the top, you know, 5 guy or top 5 fights on the bill for it. But I would do it.
Yeah, no, I mean, I feel like you're exactly correct. These promotions, it makes a ton of sense, but UFC, it's like that what if factor is so huge. And it's like, I bet they wouldn't lose that much stock, but it's just the fact that it's the top company losing is just such a bad look for them. Boog, what do you think? You're Dana White in the upcoming UFC days. You ever running this promotion? Like, let's say it's
like
10
promotion
years
versus promotion.
Ago. Yeah, 10 years ago. Chuck Liddell's your champ. Oh, that's more than 10 years ago probably at this point.
Because like they kind of like did it when they had like Dan Henderson come fight Anderson Silva from Pride. Because like I think it's all about how big the other company is and how like even you are. Like if there was a company that was like as big as the UFC numbers wise, and it's kind of like the Floyd Conor thing, how you just like do a co-promotion because you're both big companies like Showtime and UFC. But yeah, I think it's all about if you're on even levels.
Yeah,
just kind of see who's the best out of those. But yeah, when you have a product that's already above, it's kind of hard to go down because yeah, you guys said it's a big risk. It's like Alabama playing, you know, UConn in football.
It's like playing Appalachian State for your tune-up game.
Exactly.
Shout out Paul Crew.
Dubs you playing Harker, you know.
hey, easy.
But dude, that's the thing though with like because you have to be in the same weight class for these things to happen, and so kind of like to piggyback off what you're saying, Boog, like basically like the clear-cut number 2 or the truest number 1 contender is from an outside promotion. That's what makes you can do. Like he would beat everyone else that would probably come up the ladder within like that biggest promotion, which is why it's great when you have like the 2 best guys from a weight class are in different promotions. I mean, that works every time.
Yeah.
And that's
we
why
saw it with like Chandler. Sorry.
I was literally about to say the same thing. Go on. Yeah. I was literally about to say Chandler.
No.
Yeah, the UFC, I feel like, gained a ton. I mean, they obviously already had it, but a ton of promotion from Chandler coming in. He puts on exciting fights, not winning him though. So it's like he's the best there, but still not enough to compete with that UFC level. But yeah, no, I just thought that was interesting. Have you guys watched any combat jiu-jitsu at all? They call it jits with hits. It's sick. So it's like the
with the slaps.
Yeah, it's as long as your opponents are grounded, you can open hands like palm strike, slap. But it's like the crossover between MMA and jiu-jitsu, and they had a team duel going on last week, just one-on-one. If you win, you stay on. If you tie, you're both off, and if you lose, obviously you're off. But 5-man teams, hella good. But Faber had a matchup.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he just had like a solo like specialty fight on that, and he ended up losing, but he fucking slapped the shit out of this guy. The guy like turned and looked at his coach for 1 second, and he turned back. Faber just smacked him across the face, bloodied up the nose immediately. Was sick.
Oh fuck!
California kid still
that
doing
is
it.
Hilarious.
But yeah. So that's our MMA. I want to talk a little bit more sports before we head out of here. Boog Meek, not your year.
Yeah. Very tough.
Lakers 13-17. What's the deal? What's Jeannie Buss doing over there?
Well, speaking of Lakers, before I say that, well, Jeannie Buss has ruined the twilight career of Kobe and LeBron, and it's pissing me off. But Lakers play in Sacramento tomorrow, and I might be heading in there around the time.
Wow.
So
go.
But no, the thing is like I'd go alone. I have no problem going alone, but I'm gonna have my car full of shit. You know, Sacramento, capital of California, but you know, you never know.
You never know.
So, my aunt lives out there, and I was gonna like drive there and then Uber, but it's like 38 minutes away from the arena, so it's like fuck. They play there January 7th. Sorry.
No, you're good. January 7th. Are you in town? Are you leaving from? Would you be home for that?
Yeah. So I mean, I could January 7th, and Jerry.
What day of the week is that?
Yeah,
I'm not sure, but Jerry said he's got tickets like $180 each, but I don't know like where his seats are at.
$180 each. Jerry, beam me up, Jerry, but no, thank you. That's expensive.
But yeah, shitty. The Lakers suck, but I have to see LeBron in person.
Have you not seen him yet?
Mm-mm.
Yeah, you definitely have to at least. One
Honestly,
time.
The only basketball game I've ever seen was back when Vince was on the Raptors, way back in the day.
What?
It's the only like professional.
You've never gone to like a Dubs game, or I mean,
that was the Dubs game.
That's crazy, Kev.
What the hell?
Have you gone to basketball games, Kev?
Yeah. No, I grew up. Well, someone that my mom worked with had season tickets.
Oh, nice.
But I mean, like 15th row. I mean, like super really good. Like good seats. So we would get to go to like a couple games a year. Never was real, but we got to see like some random teams with like, you know, like the Pistons or like. Back in the day when the Nuggets weren't that good, you know, like the Timberwolves, you know, I was just like, I remember watching the Spurs. I remember watching the Spurs kick the Warriors' ass one time. I was like, damn, dude. I was like, the Spurs are good. I was like 10. Awesome. I was like, damn, man. But yeah, I go to Dubs games. I don't think I've been in any other NBA arenas before, so it's just been Warrior games.
Holy shit. Sorry to pause. Look at that.
This fucking Santa hat's killing my fucking dome.
Oh my god. That is a horrid. You fix that. Yes, walk away.
Look at this guy. Turn away. He's got to take a full tee.
He went,
he's going teeny.
Completes the fit.
It came out like a cockatoo.
There it was. That's what I was thinking.
In my head, bro.
Cockatoo. What is up with those Santa hats? Is it like staticky or what? But it's like almost that Matt Down feeling.
This is a shitty one from CVS. My Bronco Santa hat I've had since like 4th grade is waiting for me at the Casa, so I'll be wearing that Saturday at Prune Ridge. Jim Rye.
Wow, shout out, I'll be there. That thing needs to get professionally clean though. That fucking I think that's still got blacktop on it from Schallenberger.
I spilled nacho cheese from Schallenberger on that hat and it stayed there for like 6 years.
Ew.
That is so gross. Fuck.
Oh my god, dog.
Shout out Super Nacho Friday, baby.
Oh my god.
What's Super Notch Friday? Is that Mr. Kolda?
No, that was shout out him, but no, it was every like Friday would be Super Nachos, and that's what my brothers would always buy because we'd only get one time to buy lunch at school a week. But then I started seeing the menu, and they had pizza, Fiesta burritos, and I was like, "Hold on, let's chill on the only Friday. Let me get a Tuesday cheesy pizza."
That's so them that Todd probably bought that one time in second grade, and they just ever since are like, "Yep, that's what we get for lunch. We're not changing it up."
Yeah.
Fuck.
Well,
So good.
Tammy had a Galaxy pizza one time, and it didn't make it past the lunch recess. He came home with a sweatshirt in the bag.
That is so good. What a fucking fool.
That's a Meeker story we'll never forget.
Sweatshirt in the bag. Just toss it. Just toss it. You're not getting that out. Kev, little off subject, not really, but going back to where we were at. Who's your favorite player? Like, who's your Boog's LeBron? I know you don't really have one
NBA?
that big. No, just in general. It could be any sport. Like, who's your dude?
Damn, that's tough for me, man, dude. I got like a dude on every team, man. Shoot, I feel like now more so than a position guy, I want to seek out maybe when a good guy is coming to town on the mound.
Ooh.
So like last year when the Mets came to Oakland and DeGrom pitched and the A's lit him up. He allowed like 7 runs over like 3 innings. It was like one of his worst starts. It was against the A's. So like thinking you might see DeGrom go like 8 and punch out 14, he gets shelled, which kind of would have been cool just as because A's would have been Mets bring a lot of fans.
Oh yeah.
But I would more so say I seek out pitchers, but damn, let's see, to give you one pitcher I'd want to watch for sure. That's plausible. I would say Max Fried, Atlanta.
Mm-hmm.
Dylan Cease, Chicago White Sox.
Wow.
If the White Sox are in Oakland, I would look for see if Cease is pitching him, and if Atlanta usually would come more to San Francisco, then I would pay the extra money if Fried's on the mound just to watch him.
That's the thing about the A's. It's so fucking cheap to go see
anyone
you want. Like it doesn't matter who they're playing. Like they bring their whole fan section, but it's still you're paying $25 tops. You know what I mean? And then beers are cheap, hot dogs are cheap.
Yeah, sneaky good food too at Oakland.
Oh yeah,
you get a couple warm churros at Oakland, man.
Game.
Those are game changers.
Game changers. I'll take real ballpark food over the fucking shit at the Giants Stadium any day. That high class fucking $30 hot dog is just not,
$27 for a slice of cheese pizza. Come on, I mean, is Portnoy fucking stamping these or what? Come on, what are we doing? Holy moly!
So good. Speaking of A's pitchers, though, I saw Tim Wakefield throw there one time. Me, John, Mike, and Sean McKenney. Do you remember Sean McKenney? Oh, Boog, you definitely remember MC Kenny. He was the lone 12-year-old with me on our horrible team. But we saw him throw a no-hitter into like 8 1/3 or something like that. But it was so sick. We were sitting down the first base line and like we go get stuff and go behind home plate and watch a few pitches just doo-doo-doo, doo-doo-doo.
Wow, man, you're out there watching the knock.
That was like a thing I'll never forget is watching the fucking knuckleball legend. And then we're leaving that game, and his dad is an electrician, so he's a paid by the hour type of guy. Proceeds to rip heaters in the parking lot until all traffic's cleared out. So we sat in the parking lot for an hour and a half after the game in a 90-degree car, just sweating our balls off. And he's just, I respect it. That's just a man. That's a man. I would put my kids through that too. Love that. Those are I like that though. Going to see a pitcher as opposed to a position player. I feel like you get way more out of that than obviously you should at least.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like sometimes for a certain position guy, it's like just too tough because there's so many just like superstars, bro, in the MLB. Like that. Right. I mean, sometimes it's some teams like low key. Like I'd want to see the Padres now. Like they're star studded. Like I would pay extra money to go watch a Padre game, and it just comes with probably a really good pitcher that could be pitching for the Padres too. But yeah.
What's the best game you guys have like the best sporting game you've been to?
Golly.
Fuck. I don't remember I remember it, but
pen rip for that one, bro.
I remember it, but I don't. It's not like a fond memory of mine, but I know I went. I remember being there, but I think it was when the Giants clinched going to the playoffs in, what was it, 2000? Was it 2002? Or
I think they went that, yeah.
The
They
year they
went
went to
the
the World
Series in
Series.
2002.
Yeah, the year they went to the World Series. We were at the game. They clinched the playoffs. I remember the place going fucking wild.
Wow.
And we got these, dude, the Giants have the sickest. They had the cream-colored shirts outside, like the pennant shirts. I remember us all getting one of those on the way out. There's like that thing sitting in a storage somewhere waiting for one of my kids to wear it one day. That thing is sick.
That is sick.
But I don't really remember it that well, unfortunately. But I know but that's got to be the sickest game I ever went to.
Yeah.
Only thing that meant something. What about you?
Well, first I'll say I was invited to the Matt Cain perfect game and I turned it down. But I would say my first regular season Broncos game, Monday Night Football in San Diego, they went down 24-0 at half. Peyton's first year, week 5.
Wow.
And he comes out slinging it. They come back and win 35-24, and I was like,
"That's sick."
It was unreal.
How old were you then? You would have been what, 8th?
Travis, yeah, I was in 8th grade because Travis was a senior, and he had to come with me because I couldn't fly alone.
That is awesome.
But he was already going to USD, so
right,
he had no problem coming.
Yeah, that's a sick game, though. I mean, just in general, a Monday Night Football.
Yeah,
but to have your team come back and get the dub.
Bro, like, sitting there at halftime, it was funny. I don't know why, they had Phil Mickelson shoot a golf shot from end zone to end zone, and he totally, like, he didn't shank it, but he overshot. Like, it didn't come close to the target, like, off camera. And
clubbed up.
I remember turning my hat inside out and texting my dad like, "This is the most embarrassed I've ever been." And then freaking Hayden comes out like 2 plays, throws a touchdown to Demarius, and I'm like, "Okay,
we're good.
We're in business.
We're cooking." Fuck yeah, Kev. What about you?
I'm trying to think. To be honest, I would say probably a game that I went to this year when the Mets played at San Francisco. And I was just invited to come along to the game, but it had a ton of home runs, but it was a major comeback. Like the Mets, I think, jumped out to like a 9-1 lead.
Oh, Jesus.
And then I remember someone left in like the 5th because it was 9-1. Then it was like 11-9. Like the Giants. Like, Jesus. I remember Jock Peterson might have had 3 homers. I think he had 1 or 2. Because I remember him, I think he hit a cove shot. And I was like thinking to myself, like, okay, if Jock hits a home run, maybe. And then boom. I was like, oh my God, like this game was destined for something. But like the Giants gave the lead back up after there's like 12-11 Mets. Then the Mets fans went nuts that were at the game. Then the Giants walked it off. Giants walked it off in 9. Yeah, the Mets bullpen just. If they found a strike, it was found a barrel. Other than that, they were walking dudes, and it was just hit, walk, homer. And it was just like times 3. I'm like, this has been crazy. But yeah, I think the Giants walk off, but it was nuts. It was maybe like 7 homers in the game total. But yeah, huge comebacks, up, down, like the late innings, 7th, 8th, and 9th were effing nuts. It was a fun game.
That's sick.
Yeah.
I've never been to a game with like a ton of homers. That's never...
Especially in San Fran, you wouldn't have thought I saw it. But yeah, the Giants were popping dongs. I was like, Jesus, all right, this isn't the
Who's this?
Giants of old. Exactly. I know. I was like, all right, caught them on a good day because it was cold. I'm like, okay, pumping them out tonight.
I went to a game with Kev, Ryan, Tay back in the day, and Pablo Sandoval hit a bomb, and midair, everyone jumps up, and Kev goes, can of corn, and it sails over the wall.
Oh, fuck, that's so good. Can of corn.
And then for the guy in the 8th row, calm down.
Oh, you know what? I might have to change the answer. We were with Chad Wickersham, Boog. Kev, do you know Chad Wickersham? He played on our teams. I think Tay Meek was there as well, but we were in the box for Lincecum's first start ever. Ryan Howard hit a home run, might be in orbit. I mean, that thing was launched. Sickest thing ever, though. So, yeah, seeing Tim Lincecum, remember him at San Jose and shit, so it's like kind of sick to see like the come up and like first guy I feel like I really got to follow. I remember dude, funniest thing ever. I remember looking up Lincecum on YouTube, and this is like when he first was coming up. And I don't know if it was a misspelling or if YouTube fucking gave me a bum suggestion, but I typed in Lix's cum. and like, obviously not a ton of shit can come up because it's YouTube, but it was like some wild shit. And I was a young lad, very, very distraught. PTSD. Still remember like it was yesterday. Not good. God, good stuff. Well, boys,
Jim,
yes.
what game did you go? Sorry,
No.
what game did you go to when it was you went on the field and you got the dirt and then you would rub it on your sliders and you guys like the only game you lost was when you didn't rub it on your sliders.
No way.
They had MLB dirt.
Yeah, I think it was. I forget what game it was, but it was one of those where they do like the fans can run the bases afterwards and stuff. And so I brought it might have been that game only because I remember I had a moist towelette from the suite. We went to a couple with Chad, but I had a moist towelette from the suite, like an actual towel, and it had dried out, and I put it in a Ziploc because I was like, oh, this is sick. First time in a suite, like keeping this. And it was literally just a towel, but I put it in a Ziploc. Then we go on the field, and I scooped up a shit ton of dirt, and it was like that red clayish, like primo
MLB dirt,
primo. And so I think we were probably 9 at the time, maybe 10. It was probably 10 and 11-year-old year. 10-year-old year, I rub it on my sliders before every game, just enough to show a little brown spot. And then kept it for a full year. I think we won like every game that year. Because that's like before it was like only division or like what did you call it? District, then division or sections, whatever comes next. We won the 2, and then the final or the following year, I just a fucking idiot maneuver. I watered the dirt and left it in the plastic bag, and it just got moldy, and I had to toss it. But like Boog said before that, the one game I didn't do it, fucking caught the L, and so I was like super paranoid, and ever since then, always been a little superstitious. But yeah, how stupid am I? I watered it and put it back in a plastic bag, and just was like, it's gonna be fine. I don't know why I would want to water the dirt, but
fuck.
No, I think it might have been that game. We also went to see a Pirates game where we were in the suite, but one of the two, I don't know. Chad Wickersham, legend, shout out.
Wow,
good stuff. All right, y'all. Any final thoughts? Any locks? Any bets you want to throw in? I got money on the Niners Super Bowl. Chiefs.
Oh, wow.
Chiefs Niners matchup is what I have a bet on now. Due to Josh Landers, anything you guys like?
I got a futures bet, welterweight champion 2023, Conor McGregor.
Wow. You know what's funny? I have all the futures of the top prospects for each division. I'll tell you exactly. You said welterweight. Conor McGregor plus 5,000 right now.
What about do they have next year's Super Bowl odds or no?
I don't think those have come out yet. No, they usually do them like the day after the Super Bowl ends. They'll come out with like a way too early line.
We're coming back. That's all I'm going to say.
Oh, Christ. That's one thing about Bookmake. Always optimistic. He might get down for a few minutes. Kid always comes back swinging.
Affiliate.
Love it. Well, all right. We've done it again. Thank you guys for doing this. Next one, we'll do the MMA award show, our end of the year show. I feel like that'd be a good way to start the new year, cap off 2022, and get us through another week without fights. So I appreciate you boys. Until next time, peace.
It's been a pleasure.
We'll see ya.